So hey y'all, and welcome back to Leesah's Cottage. It is a Friday morning and I'm just starting to get my body in motion to get on with the things that I'm going to be doing today and Saturday and Sunday afternoon. If the rain holds out, Ken said he's going to start mowing the rest of the grass and do the weed eating while it is still somewhat cool out. And this will be really the first weed eating of the year. And he did do one mowing so far, but I think he is looking to do a very thorough mowing and weed eating this weekend, as well as I am going to be putting on sunscreen first, my gloves, my hat, my sunglasses, long sleeves, and get my rear outside and get going with the things that I should have already had completed by this time. I think we're going to we're going to hire him, and he said he would do it free of charge, so that is a huge blessing, to turn our garden for us with his tractor. So he did tell Ken once it dries up outside that he will be down here on his tractor and he will give our garden place a good turning over for us, and then that way I can start working the soil and putting the fertilizer in it and turning that and working it. I'm still holding out for a John Deere tractor. Someday, maybe someday, this gal will get a John Deere tractor to do those things herself. So, well, we went to the doctor this week. Ken had the appointment to go to my heart doctor, the one that put my pacemaker in and that oversees my heart and my pacemaker. And I am not kidding you. We could not believe it. We give all glory to God. He was sitting on the table. They're hooking him up to do the EKG. And he said to the girl that was doing the EKG, as she was reading it or as it was printing off, he said, am I back into normal sinus rhythm? And she said, you are. He said, really? And then I said, are you kidding us? She said, no, you're beating at 70 beats per minute right now in normal sinus rhythm. Sitting there on the table after all these weeks being in AFib, a flutter, and he goes back into normal sinus rhythm. That is an awesome blessing and miracle from above. We give all credit and all glory to God. The blessing and the miracle here is he does not have to live in AFib, a flutter until May. Right now, that's where we're at. I am going to do the things that I need to get done in here, and I will probably go outside once Ken's out there working, and I'll just do some working too. It's 56 here in the hills of Tennessee. I prefer it just get a little bit warmer than that. If it doesn't get warm enough today for me to go out and do the things that I want to do in the flower bed, start pulling weeds and stuff and preparing it to pull the old pine needles out and start preparing it to put the fresh pine needles in and trimming anything back that needs to be trimmed back. Today it's dark because we do have some clouds out there. I think it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping. I have already stripped the bed, stripped a couple of bed and washed a couple of sets of sheets, and they're in the dryer right now. So I'm going to be doing that work in here today. When I strip the bed, I like to, Dad tooting, and I forgot to take that mat off, but I took that one off. That's all right. I can throw that mat in the wash and just get one out of the drawer in there once I dust in here. But when I strip the beds, I like to dust the room, do the floors, do the vacuum the rug, but I start from top and work my way on down. Get this room cleaned up, put back together, and oh, it's chilly, and I don't have sleeves on right now. I took my jacket off because I was getting warm in there. Yeah, I can see there's still a wee bit more mowing to do. You can hear the birds. Oh, it smells like spring out here. Oh my goodness, and look how quick everything is growing right there. I really had full intentions of separating those, splitting the plants this year and starting and put the stuff that I split somewhere else because they do get far too thick. So I have to do that every once in a while. I may go ahead and let them bloom this year because I can actually cut those back 2, maybe 3 times a year, and they will just rebloom and give us fresh blooms when they start playing out on us or looking kind of yucky. That's what I will do. And can y'all believe I am still washing dishes by hand? And again, I like to just bring them in here instead of filling the sink up in the kitchen with water and dishwashing soap. I just like to fill up this little dish washing basin, pan, whatever we call it, with the soap and wash them in here, put them over there, and dry them. And I picked up a pair of meat scissors. I didn't pick them up. I actually ordered them from Amazon. You know, I love shopping at Amazon. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm washing these dishes up that we had a few last night where I made a loaf of bread. And I washed that Pyrex dish up and already put it away. I've already washed 1 wee load and dried it and put it away. So the insurance company did call us, or the warranty company did call us and said it was just not cost effective to do any more work on our dishwasher, that they would just write us a check, send it to us, and we can go pick out our own dishwasher. And that's what I'm going to do. We're like, well, what do we do with this dishwasher? And they're like, whatever you want to do with it. So I would have thought they would have wanted to pick it up, but apparently it's so messed up that there's not anything that can be done with it. So that's what we're going to be doing this weekend as well, because I'm still washing dishes by hand. It is not killing me whatsoever, and I'm not even really hating it. The one chore that I so dislike more than any chore in this world, I had rather get on my hands and knees and scrub all around the toilet as to unload a dishwasher. And I'm thinking, Leesah, well then if you dislike unloading a dishwasher that much, maybe you need to just continue to wash them by hand, dry them, and put them away. And I did just take a peek at what the weather's supposed to be this weekend. Brr, it's gonna be a wee bit chilly here today. And then Saturday, it's got little snowflakes. So apparently they think we're gonna have some flurries. And it looks like it might be looking okay for Sunday, which that would be Sunday afternoon before I could get outside and get started working out there. I'm just gonna take it as it goes, as it comes, and do what I can do with the time that I have to do it with. Here we are again on another dusty, dirty Friday. Maybe I should start making that a title. However, it is obvious that I do not like opening this TV cabinet and dusting in here. I had rather remain oblivious to what's going on in here. But as you can see, that dust and dirt there on the pedestal of this TV, I need to get serious. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a couple of dusting rags, do one very thorough. I even have the step stool, because I gotta step up in there. Gotta climb up in here and dust here. I will not remove all those to dust. I will just straighten them up, pack them in tight, and I will dust the surface up here, and then we'll dust along here. I think the last time I've been up here and dusted inside of this was when I did that very thorough cleaning after Christmas. I'm gonna tell on myself. Again, we are some dirty, dusty, bootay kind of people. We don't know what's going on. If it's the line of work that we bring the dust in, which that's custom cabinets or custom, some of it's custom furniture, or if we're just getting old and dusty, and we're like those pieces that you put up on a shelf that just collect and gather dust. I don't know, y'all, but it's dusty and it's dirty. We do live around some farming land. So there are tractors back there stirring up their share of dust and dirt. We do live on over 5.5 acres, just we under 6 acres that it gets dusty and dirty on. We do have a wee bit of gravel out there that kicks up some dust and dirt on the back road. And we do get some traffic out front as well as across the street roadway there. We have more farming land that gets farmed. So I thought I'd just bring you on into my Friday dust and dirt. And you know, I tear things apart to put them back together. Who else has been influenced by their favorite YouTubers and have gone out and purchased the deodorant, the new Dove dry spray deodorant, and you found you just love it? I have. This one is Caring Coconut, and the issue I'm having with it, one, I want to use it for body spray, but I haven't yet. Don't think that I wouldn't try it. And two, I just took the lid off. I can spray it under my left arm because I'm using my right hand. However, when I switch hands to spray under my right arm, my left hand's not strong enough to operate the nozzle. I mean, I really have to struggle to operate it. And I can't get it out in a good even spray like I can under the other arm. Am I the only one that's weak in their left hand that it's hard to get that to spray? And it's definitely dusty in here too, because today's not only bedroom day, sheet day, wash the sheets, get them back on the bed, it's also mine and Ken's bathroom cleaning day. So I have to go get one that's charged and then put this one on a charger. Might as well get it done now before it goes out on me and I think I'm recording and I'm not. And bam, just like that. Fresh battery in, low battery, almost dead battery on the charge. Don't you really wish it was just that fast? And I'm back with another ride to just pull this stuff out of here, remove what I can. However, once I get everything out of it, I need to start from the top and work my way down. And can you tell we are slightly partial, or we like watching Andy Griffith. And then you can see some of my granddaughter's movies in here, because when they come in, they like for their Lala to have a, well, they like for their Papa to blow up a queen blow-up mattress. And they like to have it put right here in their Lala and Papa's bedroom. We can actually fit 2 queen-size mattresses in here. And they like to sleep on it. And they like to put their own movies in so they can watch them before they go to sleep. However, when I look out the back here, I'm gonna do a wee bit more goofing off. We got 2 female turkeys strutting their stuff back there. See if I can open the door without scaring them. And they come through about this time of year when we have this, when we usually do it ourselves, but we're gonna have it done this year, the soil turned. They love taking dust baths down there. And that's 2. We can get, oh gosh, tons of them. They're gonna cross the creek there. And sometimes I'll have to go out and scare them out of the garden once we've started planting stuff, because when they roll in the dust, they can break plants. Well, last year they did a mating dance. There's a lot of female, and I think it was 2 males, and yep, just flew across the creek there. But they come over from across the street, and we do wonder if they don't lay some of their eggs up in the woods there. Oh man, it's lovely out here. So hopefully you were able to see that. My hand's not quite as steady when I start zooming in. But I got some awesome pictures last year on, you know, camera pictures, and I was able to get really up close of them doing the mating dance, and it was quite interesting. Those male turkeys, oh my goodness, they have some beautiful colors on them when they're doing their dance and trying to attract those gals. They are looking pretty sharp. Of course, the gals are like, leave us alone, walk away, and the males would walk around them and circle, and the females would walk further away. And remember, I'm the collector of boxes, but I typically put my boxes back together and have them sitting neatly all stacked on top of one another. Somebody don't even put the stuff back in the box. They just threw it up in a little cubby hole up in there, so I had to pull it out. The decade you were born in, the 50s and the 60s. Ken barely made it in the 50s. In 1958, myself, 1966. And I did go through 2 rags, you know, just dusting rags. I didn't make up any solution or anything to get all of the dust off in here. And I gathered up a handful of movies that were over in the corner over here. And I'm gonna take them upstairs. The majority of them were Christmas movies. They go in a Christmas tote that we have our movies in. And there's several remotes. I haven't put those back yet. That's the cords. I think he hooks the Fire Stick to. I don't know. But I dusted in there and they are attached to something going on in there. And I'll have to angle the TV where we both can see it from the bed. But right now it's just sitting like that. And then the remotes are just sitting here because I'm gonna take a dusting rag, as well as I may need to take a soft brush, like a new toothbrush that I just use for strictly dusting hard to get areas. Or I also have like a little brush that drafters use on their drafting tables that I can run over these in between the buttons to get the dirt and dust out of them, because there is a lot of dust sitting in those too. So that's my little cleaning tip of the day. Use a clean, soft toothbrush to dust your remotes with, to get those little pieces of hidden dirt and dust. And you can use like a disinfectant wipe, like a Clorox wipe or whatever you use to disinfect. If you use a spray, spray it on some kind of clean rag and run it over the remotes to disinfect it. So that's what I'm getting ready to do now. Clean the remotes. And I think instead of putting them back in here, there's actually a drawer here that has a remote in it. So I'm just gonna make that the remote drawer. And where are the remotes? I know I'm probably assigning this to be the remote drawer. I don't think it'll stay that way. He's gonna put them wherever he wants to put them. You know, men and remotes. Need I say any more? Nah. Bam, just like that. That's all I did. I have this Draftsman's mini duster. I've had this for years and years and years when I was taking a class and doing some sketching, and I use this. So I keep this now for this purpose, to get in those areas, delicate areas, mostly like on furniture that might scratch easy. And I just used it across this. Now I'll take some kind of rag, disinfectant rag to it. And I just use some of this Windex that I have for touch-ups. It's the antibacterial. And it has a little pump there. You put your rag over it, pump it a few times, get your rag damp. And then I wiped over and all around each one of the remotes, and I'll let them dry on their own. And then I'll put them in my so-called remote drawer and see how long they stay there. Now to put these 2 away and continue on with my cleaning. What I have left is put the bed back together, and I didn't take my blankets out and shake them yet, so I'll do that before I put those back on top. But my sheets, I think they're dry. They've shut off. I did have a couple of different sets in there this time, so I'll take those. I'll get those out of the dryer and get those back on the bed and start making my bed. Dad tooting it. I do it every time, it seems like, or anymore here lately. Did that make sense? When I'm spraying the furniture polish, the Pledge, on the footboard, and I will even just barely push the sprayer. And I had got to where I was just spraying my rag to keep from it happening, but for some reason, it will shoot out this way to the hardwood floor, and when you walk through here and you just moseying on along or moving on along and you slip and start to lose your balance and you catch yourself, it gets on the floor here. So I'm having to leave the step stool here to let Ken know it's slippery there until I can get a rag and a bucket and get that wiped up, washed up. So now I'm off to get the vacuum, the upright, and the cordless. Got it plugged in, but it's sure not gonna vacuum itself. This I know. And here's a project I'll probably carry you all along with me once I do it. Remember I said I'm gonna keep my ladder down in my workout room. I really want some kind of hooks up on the wall to put it. This is a bag of goodies that I'm taking up to Tara and the girls. I don't know if you can see in there. Just some stuff that I'm just passing on to them. Maddie wanted that bag from Ulta, so there it is, and it's full of goodies. That right there is wax. Can't store it in the garage because the garage gets too hot, but I don't like keeping it in here either because it takes up my space. I need to do a thorough dusting down here. Yes, I even try to every now and then dust my workout room. All that needs to be cleaned. Need to go get my other tennis shoes that I wear down here. I keep my 2 running tennis shoes down here. And then I'll just take a mop to these floors with hot water and bleach. I bleach these floors. And here are some Christmas gifts that they didn't get by this Christmas that we're not shipping to them. So there's some gifts that somebody hasn't gotten. And what is this? April? And then here's the Kasori box. And I'm gonna put all that, put the box away, and then I need to find a place to store this, which I will probably store it, I'm thinking in the laundry room. I have plenty of space up in there over in those cabinets, as well as over the washer and dryer. I have plenty of space to store something this size in there. And these are all my Valentine's and spring and I think decor. So I need to get these put away. Everything's put in there and put away, and then it'll give me that space and get those gifts out of the way, get the Kasori put where it's going to go, get the box put away. I'll probably just store the box probably upstairs in the attic as well. And then I will dust and mop these floors. I was able to get the floor vacuumed up, dusted down some of the pieces in here until I get until tomorrow or late Sunday afternoon. I'll make up a bucket of warm water with probably some Lysol in it. And then I will mop the floor in bleach water, but I did get those packages there moved, carried them upstairs. Just gonna put those over in the attic for right now. Get this folded up and hung. We'll probably try to find some hanging brackets for that tonight, probably through Amazon or Lowe's. Got my pair of shoes out of Ken's closet, put them back. Done for this evening. This room completely done for this weekend, for this week's. Ta-da! Here in the laundry room, it fit on the top shelf. It's actually one shelf laying on another because we didn't put the pegs in to put that shelf up, and I'm glad we didn't. So that will be where I store that. Just have it up there on the very top shelf over the washing machine. So I was hoping that it would fit up the top of this cabinet in the laundry room. I have some other small appliances up there that we don't use all the time. We would just use them for gatherings or when we host events. But it didn't fit up there. It fit on the top shelf over yonder way.